Now we're going to see the action potential of the AB node and the SA node. The SA node, also known as the node of Keitan's flag, and AB node, also known as Ashok-Tawara's node. Alright, so this is quite different to the action potential of the myocytes. Let me remind this to you. We have phase 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we begin again. We say at resting we have just ungated channels of potassium and inward rectifying channels of potassium. In phase 0, we open the channels of sodium, and also we close the inward rectifying potassium channels, and we open the delay rectifying potassium channels. But they are just beginning to be open. They mostly are going to be very open here in phase 3. So this repolarization of phase 1 is due to ungated potassium channels. In stage 2 we have, or phase 2, we have calcium channel opening and getting out of the potassium, mainly by the ungated channels. And here phase 3 is because the potassium channels, mainly the delay rectifying channels, are taking out the potassium, and when the membrane potential begins again to be negative, because here we begin, let's say, minus 90 millivolts, here 35 millivolts, for example, and here let's say that, well, I know that I did not draw it a scale, but here is 0, so when we begin to do the membrane potential negative again, the inward rectifying channels also open, and so also aid in the repolarization of the ventricle, of the myocytes. And in phase 4 is only the inward rectifying calcium channels. Alright, here we have this phase 4 is this phase 4, this phase 4, this is phase 0, and this is phase 3. We do not have phase 1 nor phase 2. So phase 4 is like the resting membrane potential. This resting membrane potential is made by funny inward current of sodium. This is because we have natrium coming in and potassium coming in, for that it's called current, funny current, funny current of the natrium ion. Also, we are decreasing the outflow of the potassium. So this resting potential is not minus 90, it is like minus 60, because we are getting in the channels, the positive ions, so the membrane potential is less negative. Alright, and also we have some calcium channels, T-type. The difference between the T-type channels and the L-type channels is that the T-type channels open, let's say, at minus 70 millivolts. So they are open here at rest. The 0 phase is the despolarization, but is not due to the fast voltage natrium channels. No, these fast voltage natrium channels are always closed. They do not count here. They are always closed because this a little bit high resting membrane potential. So in phase 0, the depolarization is slow and is due to calcium channels type L. So this open. When we arrive, let's say, to, I don't know, 35 millivolts, something around that, and so we have depolarization. Or let's say to minus 10 millivolts, something like that, and then we arrive to the depolarization, whatever. This open, and so we have depolarization. Then the repolarization is made again by the delay rectifying potassium channels, and also a little bit of the inward rectifying potassium channels when the membrane potential begins to be negative again. And phase 4 again is the phony inward current of the natrium and the calcium T-type channels. And this is the main difference. This is the action potential of the pacemaker, because we have this phase 4 that is not like horizontal. This permits the spontaneous depolarization. We are here in spontaneous depolarization due to calcium, and this is the what permits the automaticity of the first of the SA node and then of the AB node. In the AB node, the conductance is decreased also. Here, if you see the slope, actually here I draw it very steep, but the slope is very not steep. It's less steep than this of the action potential of the myocytes.